Okay, this is actually beyond belief. I know this is not a good car, the Kangoo, but it's a simple car. Front brakes went at about 16,000 Ks. The discs were fucking rooted, right? The car occasionally doesn't start, so it'll go. Okay, I see this, I see hell. Okay, from the Scenic, bent valves and whatever they get. Okay, this has a timing chain, disregard that comment. Okay, bolts were loose here. I've charged the battery overnight. Mate, these nuts, these completely loose, right? Now, and there's more. What do they say? Wait, there's more. I can't remember what's going on in the cabin, but yeah, these guys don't thrash cars. They've bought 7 Renaults of different variants. Now, the back brakes wore out a little bit quicker than I thought. Okay, they are always thin on Peugeot, Citroën, Renault, but the back brake pads are carrying a bit of weight. The service has arrived. It's now 22,000 Ks. Get this. Now, look at this. Look at this. See the piston rubber? So now, it's not that I've lost the job, only. It's not that I've opened the packet for the pads, and incidentally, they are thicker than the other types of models which have the handbrake in the disc. I've rung Renault. Look at this. I've not touched it. I've not attempted to wind them in. All I've done is take the pad out. Now, when you pull a handbrake on this shit system, when you pull the handbrake, that piston turns and pulls the handbrake. Okay? Now, it's been around for many, many years. The lower you go with the pads on Alfa, Audi, Volkswagen, whatever, the worse it is. Now, these might not be as bad. These are they TRW? Yes, they are TRW. But, you know, these pistons come out. Now, to get this piston in, you've got to wind it in. I'm sure a lot of you know that. But the problem here is, if I now have to release this car, right? I release the car, right? He has to go for warranty. Okay, fine. It's not that I lose the brake job. It's that this car is, have a look at this. So I can't wind it in. Okay, now, technically speaking, I'll just give it a quick squeeze. This car has to have a new caliper. Check this out. The rubber's just gone by itself. You cannot, I mean, you clean it up. It's got to have a full caliper overhaul, right? And I am absolutely shocked. Now, to top it all off, the car came in yesterday like this. Right? I had a mate here with a 400,000 kilometre Caddy. Believe it or not, the Caddy's the best thing, the diesel that Volkswagen makes. Getting out of the Caddy into this makes this feel like, I don't know what to describe it as, but basically the car was down on the ground level, so I'm starting to look at what is going on with this car. So when it came in, that was like that, right? Look at this. That was like that. And I thought, oh, okay, that's restricting that. Then I thought, oh, that needs an adjustment. Then I began to understand the car. All the fucking bolts were loose. Right? What is this? Look at this. Well, I understand about, you know, it's a great value commercial vehicle. And it is carrying a bit of weight, but, I mean, you know, that weighs 2 kilos. Like, yeah, there's a bit of weight here, but not an extraordinary amount of weight. Okay? His staff are very, very respectful and look after the cars. They only get premium fuel. Now, when the strikers come loose because there's no Loctite or whatever in them and stuff, now I've got to adjust it all or undo it and leave it back for warranty, right? This is what happens. Now, if you look at my other videos, you get Jags, Mercs, E-classes, C-classes, that these suddenly fail, a little spring. It rarely happens on Jap cars, but it can. There's a tiny spring in here that fails and you can't open your door. And people then get panel beaters to cut the door trims and whatever. Now, this striker is now damaged. Okay, they've all got this plastic coating on them. It's damaged because of this. Now, I do actually tighten on all the Astras every 3rd, 4th service. They come a little bit loose. Like, when a car's brand new, this is what they're meant to do at the first service. Okay, at the pre-delivery and all that, right? Now, that's just at a glance. Okay, I'm not looking for things that are ridiculous, but the fact that now I've got to go over the entire vehicle again because I just don't know what's going to fall off it. This is a disgrace. Okay, I don't know if it's $20,000 and it's cheap or whatever it costs, but this is a safety hazard. When doors are open, the exhaust gas goes in the cabin, people fall asleep and die and have head-on collisions and possibly the risk of killing people, which usually happens, right? This is keeping exhaust gas out. What is this? Look at this car. It's a 2014 car. Huh. Anyway, I mean, from the ridiculous to the sublime. Okay, you can hear that. Okay, there's no markings on it. There was no way for me to know where to put this all, right? But look, listen. Okay, so you can't have that. Yeah, I had my boot in my WRX and, you know, there's a few videos, they get stuck, the boot won't open, like, because the bloody spoiler's so heavy, okay? Now, when this car runs, it's never had E10 in it, and they hate E10. It runs so badly. Like, it's got some sort of a misfire in it. I've checked for vacuum leaks. This is a fucking 20,000k service gone wrong. And the air filter, which is back there, it's not that hard to get out. It's this big. The air filter is designed to just fuck your life. It's designed, you don't service that filter. It's a triangle that fits in there. It's not in there. That's a resonance plenum thing. Okay, now, when you do that air filter, guess what you have to unplug? It's just here, right? The fucking vacuum hose to the booster. You got to unplug to do the air filter. Then you got to maneuver all this out. Now, it's not that it's hard to do. Is that normal? It's not normal. Okay? It just gets from bad to worse. I must sound pretty angry. It's just a fucking disappointment. Right? And it's not Australian conditions, as I've said before. I mean, this is always the same. What is going on with these new cars? Okay, my Subaru is no angel. The headlight's filling up with water. The whole navigation crashed yesterday. The strut tower's knocked. There's another oil leak. I haven't even fucking looked. But what's going on with these new cars? Okay, the discs here were decimated. They're undersized and they're very expensive, genuine. Now, they do that. That's engineered. The disc is engineered to get the money back. They don't make money, 20 grand or whatever this car is. This car's cheap. But when you see this design, these O-rings go on these map sensors for the last 20 years. Like, I admire, like, as I said, Honda and running with a family of designs. My engine's 9 years old. But this engine, like, even with the timing chain and that, it runs, like, really runs bad. Okay, so I don't believe it's got a vacuum leak, but it's never had E10 in it. Okay, now, the battery is gone. So, the battery is faulty. Well, not faulty, it's already nearly 3 years, but this car gets driven every day around Sydney, you know, fixing up buildings, lights, and standing on a ladder and dusting the cobwebs off. They're not pouring concrete from this Renault, right? What next? You know, I want to charge him $105 for a service. I've already had to I've got to put the scanner back on the car now. Not for the service reset, but just to see what's going on. Because, see, European cars store faults and don't turn the light on. They're not major faults. There might be a tiny, you know, but the engine shakes. It goes pop, pop, pop. Let me just confirm the kilometres. 27, excuse me, 27,000, right? Now, I attempted a very light decarbonisation just minutes before I did this video, and when you rev a car or clear the exhaust out or whatever you do, when you smell sulfur, right, like right now, it's good. no one's told me that, but I just know that the cars with the problems, you rev them, or you might put some, you know, agents through the engine gently, or see, you get a sulfur smell, right? And it's good. So he's had the sulfur smell. The engine now is running smoothly for the first time in 2 days. But yeah, I'm not checking the plugs and that. It's ridiculous. But when I had a Renault Scenic on a test drive, not many years ago, 7 years ago, at 62,000 Ks, and I turned a corner and the timing belt broke, it bent 16 valves, right? This rocker cover, I mean, I might be talking out my ass, it might be revised, but it's not. Those rocker covers hold down the camshafts. Okay, these manifolds look dreadful to take off. They're not. It's like Audi, it comes off, but you know, it's unacceptable. Okay, I mean, this makes the Holden Captiva look like a fucking Rolls Royce. You know, I'm not going to say shit French car, because I know Peugeots and Citroën and Renaults, 400,000, you know, I grew up fixing 504s and even the mid-80s one. Mate, the cars, yeah, they were never great, but when you get a basic French car, it's better than a basic 120i. Mate, they're pretty good cars. Like, you don't buy a 307cc, etc., etc. So I understand why they bought this car. I personally wouldn't have, because it just feels inside like, I don't know how to explain it, but this is shocking. I mean, commercial car, it's not fitting the purpose. Now, it's going back for warranty. What I didn't mention, or maybe I did when I got it at 10 or 11,000 Ks, this inner CV boot had the clamp had run away from the factory, even though it looked like it could hold fucking a leg on someone. But, you know, the clamps, the German style, Euro style, and the boot released all the grease everywhere, okay? And when I revved the engine, the whole fan belt came off. And I put it back on, fastened up. The grease went all over the fan belt, therefore increasing the risk of accidents and death. Recall. You can't say the brakes are recall, but it's a disgrace. Recall. Death and injury. Okay, I cranked the engine for 7 seconds, the battery went dead. Okay, mate, that's unacceptable. Absolutely unacceptable. And I'm finishing this video now. I'm pissed off now, but you know, when I do this, I rarely post a video, so I'll probably make another one, or maybe not. You know, like, I'm not here to, I don't know what to say. I need to actually turn around and go, guys, yeah, I mock Volkswagen, but yeah, see, the French don't engineer in valves that break and cause people to change head gaskets like Volkswagen, and no. They don't do that. It's not that they're better, more solid cars, because they're not, but ultimately the maintenance costs are far, far lower, okay, than that. Now, bear in mind, like I always say, computer, battery, doesn't mix. Don't let your batteries leak. And batteries leak. A little sweat of acid. Right, batteries leak. So, these cars have a 15,000 interval, all right? You do it at 9 or 11 with full long life synthetic oil. And brace for the braking system that literally every 1.25 services, the brakes are going to be wiped out. Okay? Now, again, I'm going to go back here in case, you know, Rona sees it, or whoever. Aluminium ladders. Okay? Now, what the fuck's this? This is a vacuum. Okay, you know, 7 kilos. Empty. 5, 8, 9. Basket. Empty trays. Empty boxes. Vacuum heads. There's something back there that looks a bit heavy. This is not what weight